Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am frankly FM84 and this is episode 7 of season 2 of An Englishman Abroad, where we are currently out in Indonesia managing Sulut United. So since you were last with us, we've had a bit of an uptick in form where we are unbeaten in the last 6, I think that is. So from a draw with Tira Percy-Carbo, we have won 3-0, 4-0, 1-0, 4-0 and a 1-1 draw last time out. It leaves us with 51 points on the board. We are sat 6th in the table. As we were only expected to avoid relegation, the board think we are doing wonderful. We are actually closer to the top than we are the bottom, which is always encouraging. We are 9 points off of Bali United, and I think that's pretty decent for our first season. So in today's episode, we have 2 games coming up. We've got the first league game against PSS and the final league game of the season against Persib. We're going to see both of those in this episode before we round out with a season review in the next episode. But before we get to any of the match footage, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button to help the channel out. And we are going to jump into the first game, which is the PSS game. So then, the lineup for the PSS game is Darmoan in goal, Kaguya, Yoranga, Mustafa and Tata at the back. Thatcher Roman, Rajanto, Pamana, Wayu and Terea. And Mandoan is going to be the striker who hopefully will fire us to another 3 points. Okay, so we are up and running against PSS in the penultimate league game of the season. As I said, we have been on a good run of form, so hopefully we will continue that in today's episode. Rajanto is the first one with the highlight, who breaks into the box and has a disappointing left-footed shot that just goes miles wide. No bend on the ball whatsoever, it just carried going on straight. And we have a bit of defending to do, which Terea does quite well. He's now going to break forward. In between the last couple of episodes, Terea was actually voted Player of the Month, which was quite surprising because he'd been a player who'd been at the club and couldn't really break in, and then all of a sudden he's been one of our better performers. So very well deserved there. Some last-ditch defending going on whilst I'm talking about Terea and his achievements. Bit of a mad tackle, which I thought was going to be a penalty, but he made a clean tackle and got the ball away. So looking at the game, 25 minutes in, there's not a lot happening. We are the team probably on top. We've had more shots, we've had more possession, but we've had one disappointing highlight for us, one where we've had to have last-ditch defending, and it means that coming into half-time already, not a lot happening here. That has flown by. We're going to send them straight back out onto the pitch, as there is... Oh, actually, we do need to make a change. Wayu has got a knock, so that means Noprahanis is going to come on in place of Wayu. Let's see if that makes any difference. Hopefully that's nothing major for Wayu, because he's been one of our better performers as well, scoring quite a lot of goals from that attacking midfield role. And we now have a free kick. Pamana with the direct free kick, and that's a screamer. I think we'll be seeing that one in the goal of the season bracket. If not the goal of the season, it's certainly one of them, because he hit that right-footed into the top corner. Goalkeeper no chance. And we have a lead finally in the second half. And now we have a corner, and I think we've been given a penalty, which we have. Lucky Pamana is going to take the penalty. Steps back confidently, tucks it away to give us a 2-0 lead. And I'm really impressed with this flourish of form towards the end of the season. I think if we could go into the new season with a strong transfer window, looking at the formation that we have now settled on for this save, I think we're going to be able to play some really good football. And it's strange to find ourselves just like 9 or 10 points off of the top of the league, when we went through a patch where we could hardly buy a win, which was so strange. I mean, we're on the attack again here, wherever it's broken down. And now PSS are running at us. Cross comes in and header goes over the bar. Pamana had it covered anyway. But yeah, considering our form was so bad at one point, we find ourselves 6 points off of the top of the league. I mean, if results go our way in the last game of the season, we could find ourselves in the top 3. We've just added a third as well, just to help our goal difference a little bit more. Pamana with the corner. And Mustafa beats the goalkeeper to the ball and he's headed it into the net. So 4 added minutes. And that's the game. So another 3-0 victory registered there. We've had 19 shots, 9 on target, an XG of 2.12, and won the game 3-0. That's all you can ask for at this stage of the season. Just finish with a flourish and hopefully push on into the next game and do exactly the same. So the final game of the season is here against Persib. This is the lineup we are going to be putting out. We've got Abizan in goal after Darmawan came down with the flu. Kaguya at left back, Polly, Mustafa and Arroya. Tanidis is going to come in as that defensive midfielder. Rajanto, Romer, Permana and Turea are going to be in the midfield. Wayu picked up a slight knock in the last game, but shouldn't be too bad. Just going to miss this game, and then luckily we are at the end of the season anyway. And then Manduan is going to start up front, and if you look across to substitute number 7, we have Sebastian Abreu on the bench. We will try and throw him on at the end of the game, as this is going to be the final game of his career. He's looking to retire on the 26th of December, so going out on Boxing Day. And I'd love to give him at least 15 minutes at the end of this game just to say goodbye, because whether it was a rush of blood to the head or whether it was something crazy that happened, we signed a 45-year-old striker, and yeah, what a better way to say goodbye than by throwing him on for 15 minutes in the Indonesian Liga 1 to finish his career. So let's see how we get on in this game and finish our season. So off and running against Persib. And this is a game that's really weird. When you look at the league table, if we win, we can join all those teams on 58 points. I know that they are currently drawing, which actually means that we could only get 57 because we are 2, but it's been a funny old season, and the way we're finishing the season really gives me some encouragement that we are going to be a much better team next time around. Because to be that close to the top, I mean, we are only 6 points off of the top, and it really is baffling considering we were so bad at some points in the season. I really think that the players deserve a lot of credit for getting us into the position that we're in. We are on the attack here. Here's Torreira. Thought he was going to score there. Ended up hitting the ball straight at the defender, and then it gets cleared away quite well. We're doing well in the game, not in terms of the highlights and not in terms of clear-cut chances, but we are working things in the middle of the park, it seems, because we've had 4 shots, 2 of which have been on target, so it's not as bad as it seems by not having the highlights. And then there was a bit of a pinball game going on there. As ball comes in, gets headed a couple of times, drops down, gets put out for another corner, and this time we deal with the corner quite well. And the highlight ends with the ball around the halfway line. So got a goal kick here, and Abizal plays it to Arroya, goes to Turea. Mandoan back to Turea. Beats his man, plays it to Romer, who should have scored. Kind of hit it on the half volley, and I think he should do better there. Maybe a difficult chance, but the way that our players have been scoring goals, you just think that they're always going to score every time they get the ball. So they're a bit disappointed that he didn't. But a long ball there is picked up by Arroya. He plays a long ball himself, and it's a bit back and forth. Kaguya now with the ball to Mandoan. He's running at the defenders, tries the shot from distance, puts it over the bar, and that's a goal kick. So it's obvious that we are creating chances, but we are being wasteful too. Let's make that substitute that we said we would. Abreu on for the final game of his career. And we are also going to bring Soyershan on for Pamana, just to see if that makes any difference whatsoever. So I believe Abreu is going to become the oldest player to play for the club at 45 years. He did get that accolade earlier on in the season, but obviously as days go by, he beats his own record every single day, so no shock there. But the defending that we are doing, that's a little bit shocking, as Wanda Louise has scored for Persib in the 82nd minute. Pretty poor defending. The ball comes across and he's just headed that in. And then again, a ball in behind here, and Polly's tried to stand up. Cross comes in, it gets a deflection, it's gone out for a corner, and we're going to have to deal with that. Rajanto is now struggling, so we're going to make that change and bring him off. Cross comes in, dealt with well by the defenders. Free kick now for Persib, and Castellon tests Abizal, who pushes the ball round for a corner. From this corner, the ball is swung in, dealt with quite well by the defenders. And that was the end of that. 5 minutes added on. I think this is going to be the end of the season, and we end with a loss. But can't be too disappointed because we've come from nowhere to finish just outside of the top four. Been absolutely encouraged by what I've seen, and I just can't complain whatsoever. So, if you've enjoyed that, that's another season in the books. We're going to be back in the next episode with the season review and then push on as we do to the start of the following season to get the transfers, show you everybody who comes in and out of the club. But that's a wrap for this episode. A big thank you for watching. If you're enjoying it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button to help the channel out. It's so appreciated when you do that. And until the next one, take care. I'll see you soon.